Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a closer look at a cultural juggernaut that almost everyone has heard of, but honestly very few truly understand. I'm talking about the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival. You know, we know it for the glittering fashion, the global superstar headliners, and those endless social media feeds. But right beneath that highly engineered luxury ecosystem lies this really fascinating dual identity. It is simultaneously a groundbreaking musical mecca and a massive corporate machine. So we're gonna break down exactly how this desert mirage is constructed, both culturally and economically, and why it secretly dictates the pop culture you consume every single day.
Okay, let's dive into this, because the evolution of this festival is just completely jarring. Think about the origin back in 1993. The rock band Pearl Jam heads out to this remote polo field in the desert specifically to protest corporate ticketing fees. It was this gritty, anti-corporate grunge rebellion. Now, fast forward to 2026. That exact same patch of desert features attendees dropping an astonishing $41,000 for ultra-luxury resort yurts. How in the world did an act of pure industry defiance morph into the ultimate elite luxury playground?
To figure that out, we're gonna track its journey from rebellion to phenomenon, hit on some historic milestones, look at how they engineer this mirage, dive into the exclusivity and contracts, and wrap up with the whole influencer debate.
Section 1, from rebellion to phenomenon.
To really grasp this, you gotta look at the literal ground the festival is built on. The Empire Polo Club sits in Indio, California. Long before the music arrived, this was a hard labor agricultural basin, famous for dates, citrus, and the 1965 farm worker grape strike. So it's a place where wealth and labor have historically pressed right up against each other. But following that 1993 Pearl Jam concert, promoters Paul Tollett and Rick Van Santen from Golden Voice realized this remote field could actually work. In 1999, they launched the inaugural Coachella Festival, deliberately positioning it as an anti-Woodstock, with a high comfort experience and a super trendy artistry-focused lineup. The critics absolutely loved it, but financially, it was a disaster, bleeding $850,000. Golden Voice was struggling hard, but their trendy vision was actually saved in 2001 when they were acquired by the corporate giant AEG for $7 million. Infused with that capital, the festival stabilized, and by 2012, it successfully expanded to its highly profitable two-weekend model.
Section 2, historic headlining milestones. Now, Golden Voice's survival relied heavily on a brilliant editorial curation strategy. They don't just book popular acts, they create these incredibly exclusive moments, reunions, special collaborations that generate what the industry calls the Coachella bump. Securing a top spot on this lineup is a massive, career-accelerating moment. And what's really fascinating here is the staggering digital reach of that bump. This isn't just about the 125,000 people standing out in the desert anymore, it's about the global broadcast, affectionately dubbed Coachella. Beyoncé's 2018 performance pulled in 41 million total viewers globally. By 2023, K-pop sensations Blackpink had an estimated 250 million aggregated viewers. And in 2026, Justin Bieber's return generated over 100 million Instagram views in just 24 hours. These performances aren't just concerts, they are literal global digital phenomena.
Let's zoom in on that 2018 milestone for a second, famously dubbed Beachella. Beyoncé was the very first Black woman to ever headline the festival. And she used this massive platform to deliver a deliberate, incredibly rigorous homage to the culture of historically Black colleges and universities. She brought out a full marching band, majorette dancers, and incorporated elements of Black Greek life. And she did all of this after a grueling period of postpartum training, literally rebuilding her strength after an emergency C-section. So it wasn't just a concert, it was a profound artistic statement that extended right into the real world when she established a $100,000 scholarship fund for HBCU students right after the show.
And that history-making momentum has actively dismantled pop music's traditional language barriers, fully globalizing the American mainstream stage. Back in 2023, Blackpink became the first K-pop headliner, proudly bringing Korean culture to the desert with traditional Hanok sets and beautiful mother-of-pearl embroidered hanboks. That exact same year, Diljit Dosanjh made history with the first Punjabi performance. And by 2026, Karl G shattered yet another ceiling by becoming the festival's first Latina headliner. The curation is intentionally bridging deep cultural divides, right there on the main stage.
Section 3, engineering the desert mirage. Transforming 78 acres into a photogenic municipality requires some massive logistical coordination and cutting-edge design. Take the number 150.
That is the massive height and feat of Le Grand Wheel, the festival's absolutely iconic Ferris wheel. It acts like this giant, glowing North Star, helping 125,000 attendees navigate the grounds. But the logistics behind it are mind-blowing. It's a 60-ton structure that arrives in 22 separate containers. It requires 17 18-wheelers, a 60-ton crane, and 10 full days just to piece together. And this brilliantly illustrates how the engineering extends to highly shareable, kinetic art installations. Take the Spectra Tower. It's a 7-story pavilion designed specifically to provide these 360-degree, totally photo-ready perspectives for social media. As you walk up its spiral ramp, you look out through 31 custom-cast rainbow perspex windows, literally colorizing the desert landscape. It was actually supposed to be a one-time installation, but it was so visually captivating, so perfect for the feed, that it became a permanent fixture. But it's not just about what you see, it's about what you eat. The infrastructure extends directly into a massive, meticulously curated culinary ecosystem. You won't just find standard food tents here. Over 75 high-end LA eateries are flown in. We're talking secret speakeasies, an exclusive pop-up omakase by renowned chef Nobumatsu Hisa, and outstanding in the field offering 4-course family-style dinners for upwards of $350 right inside the VIP Rose Garden. It is a complete sensory takeover. Section 4, Exclusivity and Contracts. So the crucial point is how they actually protect this multi-million-dollar Mirage, and that requires an army of entertainment lawyers. When an artist signs on to perform, they agree to what is known as a radius clause. This is a strict, restrictive covenant that prohibits that artist from performing at any other North American festival from December 15th all the way to May 1st. It also freezes out hard ticket shows across 7 Southern California counties. In plain terms, Golden Voice uses this to lock down their lineup and ensure fans literally cannot see these artists anywhere else during festival season. Now, as you can imagine, this level of control has sparked some intense legal friction. Back in 2018, the Sold Out Festival up in Oregon actually filed a lawsuit. They claimed that this massive radius clause acts as an illegal monopoly that heavily harms smaller regional venues and smaller artists who basically lose out on months of potential income. On the flip side, Coachella's affiliates firmly defend the clause, stating it's a completely necessary protection against competitors who might unfairly free ride on their careful curation and massive investments. It's a really complex debate about market control versus creative protection. Let's move to the attendees and see how this relentless focus on exclusivity builds into some extreme wealth tiers. What started out as a $50 ticket has become a highly stratified luxury destination. A standard general admission pass is around $499. But then it climbs. VIP is over $1,000. The Lake El Dorado Lodge is over $4,000. The safari tent jumps to $12,000. And at the absolute peak, the resort yurt sits at an astounding $41,000. It's literally a physical manifestation of societal wealth gaps right out there on the polo fields. Section 5, the influencer era debate. With the festival getting more expensive and visually driven, a huge debate has blown up over who this is actually for. It's this tension between authentic musical connection and extravagant social signaling. On one side, we hear from older attendees and artists who feel the modern iteration has totally lost its way. Take this quote from musician Reggie Watts. "Its soul feels increasingly absent. The experience is confusing and impersonal, just vibes curated for influencer culture." For a lot of people who remember the earlier music-centric days, the prioritization of brand activations and heavily styled photo ops feels like it completely overshadows the authentic, uninhibited joy that the festival originally stood for. But, there's a really strong counter-argument here, often voiced by younger attendees who have grown up with the festival exactly as it is now. As one Reddit user pointed out, "I don't understand how them taking pics in front of the Ferris wheel ruin your experience. Everyone enjoying themselves and no one letting a photo ruin their day." From this perspective, the whole influencer Olympics taking place on the grounds doesn't inherently detract from the incredible music or the communal ritual of the event. To them, documenting the experience is simply how they celebrate it. Yet, this whole documentation craze took a wildly bizarre turn in 2026. We now have the real influencer economy clashing directly with AI fabrications. On one hand, you have real content creators dropping thousands on stylists, funding their trips through brand deals and integrated shopping tools on TikTok. But then, the feeds were suddenly flooded with generative AI accounts, synthetic influencers, like one named Amaranth the Goat. This entirely fake persona generated highly curated, viral synthetic photo dumps of themselves at the festival, even staging fake interactions with real celebrities like the Kardashians. The digital mirage got so thick, it literally blurred the line between who was actually out in the desert and who was just a cluster of pixels generated by an algorithm. Which brings us to the ultimate question. We've seen how a gritty 1993 Pearl Jam protest evolved into a $41,000 luxury yurt experience. We've seen it break down global barriers with K-pop and Latin headliners, all while tightly controlling the market with those strict legal radius clauses. But as the physical grounds become a backdrop for synthetic AI photo dumps and extreme wealth stratification, we have to ask, can this desert mirage actually sustain its soul in the age of AI influencers and ultra-luxury? Or has the culture it created finally outgrown the very music that sparked it? It's definitely something to think about the next time your feed fills up with those golden desert sunsets. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.